All right, so I'm going to talk about drinking water and sickle cell disorder. Everybody knows if you have a child or you are yourself an individual with sickle cell disorder, you've got to drink water because one of the triggers for a crisis in sickle cell disorder or sickle cell anemia is dehydration. Once your fluid levels begin to drop, begin below a certain level, you are wide open for a crisis. And the crazy thing, unfortunate thing, is that kids have to be reminded about this, and so the parents are there with them. In fact, there was one recently. A friend of mine, her daughter was at her son, excuse me, was at an event, and I think they all got caught up. They were enjoying themselves so much because he forgot to drink water, and boom, he had a crisis. And he ended up in the hospital for quite a while. Uh, so you got to stay on top of it, asking parents to make sure that kids drink water. You got to stay on top of that. What happens when the kid becomes 18? He has to go to college. If he hasn't had a practice of drinking water regularly, he's going to get careless. He's going to get caught up in the moments. The parents aren't going to be there to remind him, and that can trigger a crisis. I've seen people die simply because that's problem. They were just careless just because they weren't drinking enough water. So it's very important you gotta drink water. The problem I have too with just emphasizing on water and water alone is that it's not always practicable. Persons in the village don't always have access to clean water. So drinking water from the river, for instance, could introduce a severe infection, which can, as you know, cause problems. So it's a challenge. That's why I keep going back to the use of those fundamental basic things for the immune system. Vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. They're cheap, they're available, they are safe. Gotta drink water, but in addition to that, you gotta take the vitamin C, D, and zinc, and all that can fit in one small bottle. With water, you've got to find clean water, you've got to look for where it is, and you may not. So if you're relying only on drinking water to protect against a crisis, to manage your sickle cell disease, it's not enough. So let's focus on vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. Remember, your healthcare professionals, government workers, the Ministry of Health in your location, they can influence this. And this is what we're pushing for. We're pushing for a change in the way in the supplements that are being prescribed on a routine basis to individuals with sickle cell disorder, especially for kids. Immune support supplements work super well for kids, especially those younger than the age of 10. They work really, really well. So I really want to encourage that to you guys. Go and start bombarding the gates of the Ministry of Health. Tell them there needs to be a change in the way sickle cell disease is being addressed. Got it? Okay. Let me know. Send me your thoughts and questions. Okay. Cheers. Bye.